everybody, welcome to Real Estate Rundown with Dominic Gill. I don't know if we're actually live or not. We're still testing. Hold on, do I get a notification?
Still showing
It says live and recording, so we should be going. Yep, Richard Neese is live now, so we are good. We are good.
Hey everybody, Richard Neese here with Weichert Realtors of Space Place. You're watching the Real Estate Rundown with Dominic Gill and Richard Neese apparently tonight. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Brett Campbell, Chris Cotton, Jason Grimmett, Laura Wilkie, Gary Williams, Buck Rasco. Thank you guys so much. The Real Estate Rundown is a way for us to help good people get to a better place. We've been doing this for over a year now, reaching out to folks, giving information. We talk about real estate. We talk about entrepreneurship. We have some funny meme shows sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes
you never know what you're gonna get.
Sometimes and then sometimes you get griped at afterwards.
Well, that happens too. We all sometimes we have to write the course, right? You have to
No,
get everything going in the right
absolutely.
direction.
But one day I will be launching my own meme show.
That's right.
It's going to be
the
Dominator meme show.
Oh Lordy.
That's
well,
right.
Anyways. Like I said, we want to help good people get to a better place.
Well, Chris, I can't see you. Just want to let you know.
Is talk about real estate, to give you guys information about it. Please like, please comment, please share. If you guys have a real estate question, we want to answer it. Today I want to talk, and I want to give a couple shout-outs. We've got Pauline Baker Cotton on here, Brett Nelson. I want to give some shout-outs to some folks that have been working hard, trying to push towards their goals, and one of those folks is sitting right next to me. Dominic Gill. I don't know if you guys know Dominic.
I'm still trying to work.
Dominic runs Social Media Visual. It was his vision, I would say probably a couple years ago when you got into real estate and you realized that there was a tremendous need, especially in real estate, for proper marketing. Are we having some issues with the equipment?
Just trying to not center up the camera a little bit.
I got you.
And there we go.
So equipment does fail sometimes, unfortunately. But
run the wrong way. That's why I got the remote here to get it. There we go. We're centered now. We're centered.
We're good.
So what were you saying about me?
Maybe I need to go to the next person. Dominic a couple of years ago decided that he wanted to start Social Media Visual. He didn't know what it was going to call then, and then I think it was We Mean Business, right?
No, We Mean Business was the first one. Meme
That's
Business was the first name of it. I ran it by a few people. Wes Warren ran it by. He loved it. And then, the person with the real power shut it down. So Richard. No, I'm just
It wasn't me. No. But one of the important things most people don't realize is real estate is a great avenue to start in entrepreneurship.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have some protection. You have a broker that protects you in a lot of ways. You have kind of a structure built in. If you go somewhere like Weichert Realtors, you have a very, very structured beginning where they teach you how to be a real estate agent, and they work through that process. But you also have the flexibility of your time. You can schedule what you want to schedule. You can do some things. Now, everything is reflective on your business too. You obviously can't go to the beach for 9 months and then come back for 3 months and expect to have a booming business. But if you work with buyers at the beach, maybe you can.
Absolutely.
So you can structure your own business based off of where you want to go in life. You can do life planning is what I like to call it, life design. And that's one of the things that I was really attracted to when I started in real estate 2 years ago. It's been almost 3 now, 2.5 years ago, was that I could work my current job where I was a deputy sheriff, but I could also make some extra money on the side, and that's the way I looked at it to begin with. Was I needed to help support my family. A deputy doesn't make a whole lot of money, so we wanted to make sure that we could get our kids into private schools and things like that and help support us. Not that we live lavishly, but we definitely wanted to have some nice things.
Same motivation on my end too whenever I got into real estate.
So I saw this as an opportunity to work hard, and I always told folks I'm not a part-time agent. I work as much as any other full-time agent when I was working that other job. Now I feel like I work about 3 times, but it is what it is. My wife can attest to that. I'm always gone. I'm always out looking at properties. I was looking at properties at 7 o'clock in the morning the other day with one of my good friends, Jeff Wilhite. I've looked at properties at 8, 9 o'clock. We actually looked at the new build over here. I think it was like 9 o'clock was when they wanted to schedule the appointment. So we try to stay fairly flexible. But the key
have to be as a realtor.
That's right.
You have to be.
And you've got to be able to ebb and flow. You've got to be able to take rejection. You've got to be able to deal with frustrations and disappointments, all common things in life. But it seems like they break it down into about a 30-day cycle that you're constantly getting hammered on this stuff. But you also get the great things as well. You get to see somebody buy a new home. You get to see that family. It was about 2 months ago, I saw a family that was a second generation that have been here. This man and woman, brother and sister, actually bought their parents a new home, brand new home. They have been living in an apartment for a long time, and it's great to see that kind of thing and see the tears well up and just that true sense of accomplishment to be able to do that. That's what a lot of people don't realize. The first time home buyers are great to work with, but you also get to work with other folks too, whether it's investment properties. I've worked with a couple that about a year and a half ago, they hadn't bought an investment property, a rental property. They were scared. They didn't know what to do. And I basically sat down with them. I said, look, you can do this. Here's some resources if you guys want to dig into it. You want to study up on it. You have the mindset and you have the skills, so let's find you the right properties. And we're working on, I think, number 5 now that they've bought in the last couple of years. And they're really looking to build a retirement off of those rental properties. And it all can happen in real estate if you work hard, if you're keen to opportunity, if you've got a good eye for
and prepare
value.
for the opportunity.
You've got to be prepared for it. That's right. We got a bunch of folks on here, man. I've been missing out. Amanda Whitehead, who did a great job on our radio show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on today.
We got Sabrina on here, Danielle Crawford, Stephanie Rail, Joe Johnson, Jennifer Andrews, Carrie Watson. Thank you guys so much. Please like, please comment, please share. We're talking a little bit about real estate today and kind of how to get started into it, some of the benefits. And I also I was shouting out Dominic. I was giving him some props for stepping out and doing something different because that's huge.
Right. And whenever I got into this, kind of going to a little bit about what actually brought me into the world I'm in now was actually, of course, real estate.
Sure.
That's how it all got started. Was whenever I was going out and I was wanting to dig deeper into learning more about the trade and learn more about different techniques, and I started researching kind of trends that was coming on, and that's whenever I started looking into utilizing social media. I mean, I did not even think twice about that as a possibility. I know I was pretty foreign idea for me. It was actually, hey, I can use my Facebook to actually promote myself.
Yeah, we're sharing to a few groups today.
Oh, gotcha. My phone's just blowing up right now.
Oh yeah.
So as I was researching, I started delving into it, and I just got fascinated with it. And then I started helping other people in my office who asked about it, and started sharing some of the ideas and getting excited about it. And it was actually Jeff Dockery who told me, he's like, Dom, he's like, you need to do this full time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Jeff, I would never do that, like that. And then next thing you know, that wheel started turning. I was like, I wonder if you can do this full time.
Solving problems has always been the big thing. Jim Rohn, I would talk about him a good bit and watching some of his podcasts and things like that. He talks about the value that you bring to the market is what they pay you for, what the market pays you for.
Right.
If you solve one person's problem, they may pay you X amount, but if you can solve 30, 40, 100,000 people's problems, that's when the value really starts coming in. And you may be paid in love and admiration. There's plenty of great religious folks that have done so many wonderful things, and they weren't wealthy, but think about the admiration and the souls that they saved and things like that.
Absolutely.
But on the other side of that, in a business, the more problems you solve, like in your case, I know you're picking up new clients and you're doing a lot more now, and you're being rewarded for it. And I'm pretty proud to see that.
Absolutely.
We got Wendy Boatwright that jumped on here, Annette Grobman. Thank you guys so much. Please share, please comment. If you have any questions at all about real estate, we want to answer that. But we also we go off topic a little bit sometimes because we want to really express how real estate can be a pathway to entrepreneurship into so many things. I started out in real estate looking for some extra paychecks so I could help pay my bills. And then I started moving towards wanting to become an investor. Mm-hmm. And so I got around those investors, and I'm proud to say that I've done some similar things where I didn't know that I'd be able to do it as quickly. And it's huge to get out there and hustle and do that kind of thing. We got Kimberly Shelton that just jumped on. Thank you so much. Another person I want to give a quick shout out to was Chris Cotton. I don't know if Chris is still on here. I hope he is. Chris told me that his business is expanding. I'm proud to hear that.
No, he just told me right before the show, maybe 10 minutes.
So. About a year ago, me and Chris were sitting there talking, and it's hard. Dominic does this for me. My wife does it for me. Miss Kathy does it for me. It's hard to really see your business when you're inside of it.
Absolutely.
Michael Burt says you can't see the picture when you're inside the frame, and that's very true. And it's good to have somebody else to help you with that. And I said, Chris, you need to find a way to leverage that because you're great with people. You're great at the inspection side, and you have a very disciplined process. And so he started developing that out. And I believe it was actually at one of the second Fridays. Is that what they did? First Fridays. I always forget which one it is.
Second Fridays.
Second Fridays. We were actually talking after one of the Second Fridays, or maybe it was a community appreciation event, and I said, man, you've got to start growing. You've got something that's good, so you need to go ahead and share that with more people. And I'm proud to say that he's starting to do that. I know that he got one employee started catching his phone calls and helping him on that side, who's great, his daughter. And then he's also got somebody that's going to help him on the inspection. So that's huge to see that kind of thing start rolling out and seeing that growth go.
Absolutely. No, it is. And it's many times when we had conversation, I'd share these ideas and I would actually start pursuing them. And eventually I would be so stubborn and stuck on something. Yeah. And you would like tell me 50 times, Dominic, you don't need to fool with that. You don't need to fool with that.
And it's the way too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do the same thing with you. And you get so caught up in it in the moment and in your head because you think you can do it all. And eventually, after he told me enough, I was like, you know what? You're right. I need to step away from this because it was distracting me from what I was really wanting to do.
That's exactly
what was making me happier. It became pride. And whenever pride gets in the way of something, and if you're doing something strictly for your pride because you said you're going to do it and you have no enjoyment in it.
That's right.
Let go of that pride. It's nothing.
And I'll say, sometimes you've got to work the process through to make sure it gets done. Certain things aren't fun, but in most cases, pride is definitely not a good thing.
Right.
Nick Lee is another person that's a great example.
Absolutely, yes. It's
Nick,
always, yeah. Hey, Nick.
It has been quite a while, Nick. I'm glad you jumped on here. I hope you're still on here because it's been a second. Dominic was over there talking. I don't know what he's talking about, but Nick's a great example of somebody that is really. I mean, He's done so many great things already.
Yeah, right.
He's been. I love his page. I mean, how many do they have? 30,000 people that he keeps safe on a daily basis.
I think about 18,000.
Okay, I knew it was a pretty hefty amount. And he goes out and storm chases, and if you don't know,
and passionate about informing people. It's not just a pastime. He's passionate about it.
Absolutely, he wants to keep people safe, and that's huge. Nick is Nick's got a great story. If you guys ever get a chance to talk to him. Some of the things that he's dealt with and been through and still strives on. And Nick is always doing something new. I mean, something big, always trying to push himself in different ways. I love Nick for that. I'll go ahead and say that.
Absolutely.
It's great to see him do that kind of stuff. Hey, please share, please comment. The Real Estate Rundown is a way for us to help you get to a better place. Typically, we're talking about first-time home buyer loans. We're talking about new construction, things like that. But I think it's important to address other things, too. We have so many entrepreneurs out there, so many new business owners that are working hard, trying to make it, get through those hard times to begin with and establish a business. And it's important that we support those people. I try and use local folks for almost everything. There's occasions when different products may be a better fit. Mm-hmm. But especially with services, it's great to know, like with Chris Cotton, with local lenders that we work with, I can go sit in front of them and ask them what's going on. Why is this not working? And that's huge because if I can sit down, we can work through a problem and solve it. Sometimes the problem is not using that person. They may say, I don't have the skill sets for it. I've done that before. I'm not the best at certain things, and I'll admit that. There's certain areas that I can't work in, or I can work, but I'm not as knowledgeable. So I'm always good with referring it to somebody that's going to take care of you because the consumer is really the important one in that situation.
Absolutely.
We've got to make sure that we protect the consumer. We've got to make sure we protect that person that's sitting next to us at church because it's not about pride. It's not about money. It's about community.
Absolutely. And people are there. There are people there available to handle those services for you in a way that you couldn't, and it's going to free you up to be able to do more of what you love. And that's something that coming from our construction background, and you talked about this, you always say stop doing the Gill way of doing it where you feel like you got to do everything to take it on.
And there's merit to all of that.
Right.
Sometimes you do need a specialist.
Yeah, you need to come in there and get someone who can come into your house and paint it. Yeah, I can paint.
Yep.
I can paint well. I can't paint excellent.
Right.
But they can come in there and paint so that I can focus on something else and do an excellent job. Sure, it cost me money, but it saved me time, and that time translated into money that the time I saved I used towards doing what I love, which in return made me more money in the long run.
And a great example is Dominic. I started working with Dominic a little over a year ago.
Absolutely, Ryan, absolutely. And you know all about them deals too.
I started working with him a little over a year ago, and Dominic came to me and said, hey, I want to volunteer my services. He said, I know that I can help you do more. I want to volunteer because I think we can form a partnership where we both help each other. And that's huge. Most people wouldn't have done that. If you guys saw me before I was working with Dominic, you'd say, man, that guy's working really hard and trying really hard. but he sucks with a camera.
Absolutely.
He doesn't know what he's doing with lighting. But my thing was, I'm going to continue to do it, and I'm not going to wait for something to happen. I'm going to make something happen, and it did happen. I mean, we connected, and since then we've had some great audio, video, some great things that we've gotten recognition throughout the Southeast.
Absolutely.
And actually some folks on the East and West Coast have reached out to us and said some pretty positive things about the work we've been doing together.
Absolutely, yeah, especially whenever in my industry, what I do is I reach out to a lot of other groups out there, a lot of people, and I pay attention to see what the trends are going on. I'm not just going to go and study a book. Yeah, I'm going to watch other people who's doing well. Yeah.
Let me give a quick shout out real quick. Randy Wilson's on here, and Randy is a fellow realtor. And I'll tell you, Randy has been doing some things, stepping out of the box, and doing things that most folks aren't giving any credit to. But I've seen some results already with him. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. I know
awesome memes. Awesome memes.
Yeah, exactly. You're stepping out of the box. People are noticing it. Don't give up on it. You're going to see results long term. And I've got a lot of respect for anybody that steps out of the box and gives it a shot.
Absolutely.
So, sorry, man. Go ahead.
No. I just said awesome memes.
Well, you were on the middle. Anyways, we'll go ahead and cut you off.
Yeah, that's right. Let's do that.
So, like I said, we really believe in helping good people get to a better place. We were looking back over our stuff over the last year, and it's incredible the outpouring of support we've had, the shares. There's another guy, Tommy Todd, that's working hard out there, trying to step out of the box and do different things. But there's been a ton of folks that have given us that support, and we really appreciate it. Looking back over some of the videos that we've done, with the I Believe and stuff like that, it really helps refocus me on a daily basis when I do that kind of thing, because it helps me see at the end of the day it's really about helping good people get to a better place. I can say that over and over and over again. It's not just a punchline. It's not just something that I say. It's something I really mean. We've done entrepreneur groups. We
need to get back to that.
Yeah, we do need to get back to that. I think tax season caught us all. We're all trying to get our taxes done.
Well, some of us still isn't done
that's
yet.
That's true.
Not my fault, though. Not my fault.
But the biggest thing is that we want to help folks everywhere we can. If you've ever done a deal with me in real estate, you know that I try and make everything work. I'm going to represent my clients the best way possible, but I want to help folks. That's really what I want: a happy buyer and a happy seller.
And every single person that I work with, I start out working with all of them absolutely free. Just adding value. I don't, whether it's a few tips or a few things just to come in there, just to straighten out a few things on social media. Reached out to a few other salesmen in other industries.
Absolutely.
And just try to help them out. And eventually it comes back to you. It's not good to come from a place of scarcity.
That's right.
When it comes down to
huge.
Your services. So always you offer something. When people see the service that you offer, and
thank you, Tommy.
And they appreciate that. And more times than not, they're going to come back to you if they really do want that service for them.
That's it. And what's the Zig Ziglar line?
The more
that's right.
I believe, I truly believe that you can have anything you want in life if you help enough people get what they want.
That's absolutely right. And I've seen
I live by that. I live by that.
And I've seen that in practice. I've seen it be successful on a regular basis. I see people that think from that scarcity. Typically, those negative things come. If you guys ever, if you want to watch a documentary, The Secret's a good one to watch, because it talks about that mindset of helping others, of positive thinking, of positive action. It's all contagious. I mean, you start doing that, and then people start being attracted to you, the people that want to do that same thing. I mean, Chris Cotton's a great example, Dominic Gill.
And since we're kind of talking about this stuff, inspirational kind of stuff, I'm going to actually ask everybody out there who's watching right now, my free book on Audible's come up. Give me some recommendations.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I got a free one. I'm subscribed to it.
It's a free one that he paid for.
I paid for it. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's one you get to download for free once a month.
Right. Yeah.
Is there any audiobook out there that you really, really would recommend? Because I'm open for something new, something different. I get a lot of recommendations, and I've heard a lot of things, but something out of left field a little bit. Yeah. Anything that's inspirational, even Christian. Some of my all-time favorite books. Yeah. Is Wild at Heart by John Eldredge. If any of y'all who have not heard or listened to that.
It's been a while since I've read that.
It truly is something that was life-changing for me.
I was quoting Wild at Heart the other day. I don't remember who I was quoting it to, but we were talking about the elder and the what's
sage?
The levels? The sage,
yeah. You see the beloved child, the cowboy.
Right.
And then there was the king and then the sage. I mean, you'd have to read the book to understand those references on it, but they all have some deep meaning behind it.
Absolutely. So we're getting kind of long-winded tonight. I just wanted to touch.
I'm always
base
long-winded.
on that. I know you are.
I'm always long-winded.
We really appreciate each and every one of you. I believe in helping good people get to a better place. Whether you're buying a house with me, whether you need a rental, whether you're just looking to start a business, if you just need some knowledge, we've got people coming to us right now, basically working for free to learn things from us, to be around that culture and that atmosphere, and it's pretty incredible to be a part of that. And I just want to keep encouraging that. So if you guys ever need anything, I don't care if you buy or sell, you can always give me a call, 256-708-1511. I just want to help good people get to a better place. You got anything else, Tom? All right, let's go ahead and cut you out.
I'm not going to do it?
Just do it.
All right. Hey.
Just do it.